Hello, friends. Today, I'm going to take you on a journey of courage, struggle, and sacrifice. This is the story of how India became free after nearly 200 years of British rule. Told in simple English so you can understand every step of history. Just sit back, relax, and let's travel through time together. Let's get started. Our story begins in the 1600s when the British came to India. At first, they were just traders. They formed something called the East India Company to buy and sell goods like spices, cotton, and silk. But slowly, their power grew. They started controlling small parts of India, then larger parts, until by the 1800s, the British ruled almost the whole country. Life under British rule was hard for many Indians. Farmers had to pay heavy taxes, local industries suffered because British goods flooded the markets. And most importantly, Indians had very little control over their own land and laws. In 1857, something big happened. Indian soldiers in the British Army, called sepoys, started a revolt. This is often called the First War of Independence. The soldiers were angry about unfair treatment and a new type of rifle cartridge that hurt their religious beliefs. The revolt spread to many parts of India. People hoped this would end British rule. But unfortunately, the British were too strong and they crushed the revolt. Still, it planted the seed of freedom in the hearts of millions of Indians. In 1885, a new organization was born, the Indian National Congress. At first, it worked politely, asking the British for reforms, better laws, and more rights for Indians. But over time, leaders like Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Lala Lajpat Rai, and Bipin Chandra Pal started saying something powerful, Swaraj, meaning self rule. The dream of independence was now alive and spreading. In 1915, a new leader returned to India from South Africa, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. But the world called him Mahatma, meaning great soul. Gandhi believed in something very special, ahimsa, non-violence. He said, "We can fight injustice without hurting others." One of his first movements was the Champaran Satyagraha in 1917, helping poor farmers in Bihar. Then came the non-cooperation movement in the 1920s, where Indians refused to use British goods, go to British schools, or work in the British offices. In 1930, Gandhi led the famous Salt March, a 240-mile walk to make salt from the sea. Why salt? Because the British taxed it heavily, even though it was something every Indian needed. Thousands joined him, and the world noticed India's fight for freedom. But Gandhi was not alone. Many other leaders played important roles. Jawaharlal Nehru inspired the youth and spoke of a modern India. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel worked to unite the people. Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose took a more direct approach, forming the Indian National Army to fight the British. Young revolutionaries like Bhagat Singh believed in quick action. Women like Sarojini Naidu, Kasturba Gandhi, and Matangini Hazra also joined the struggle. Sarojini Naidu led protests and spoke fearlessly. Matangini Hazra, a brave woman from Bengal, even at the age of 73, led a march during the Quit India movement. She was shot by the British soldiers, but even as she fell, She held the Indian flag high in her hands. So everyone, men, women, young, old, had one dream: freedom. Then came the Second World War. The British needed India's help, but they were already weak. In the 1942, Gandhi and the Congress launched the Quit India movement. The message was simple: British, leave India immediately. The response was massive. Strikes, protests, and civil disobedience spread across the country. British arrested thousands of leaders, but the demand for freedom could no longer be silenced. After years of struggle, Britain finally decided to leave. On the midnight of 14th and 15th August 1947, India became independent. Jawaharlal Nehru gave his famous speech: "At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom." But freedom came with pain. India was divided into two countries, India and Pakistan. Millions of people crossed borders, leaving their homes behind. There was violence, sadness, but also hope for a new beginning. The story of Indian independence is not just about dates and events, it's about people, farmers, workers, students, leaders who came together for one dream. Their courage reminds us that freedom is precious and must be protected. Every 15th August, when we see our tricolor flag waving, we should remember their sacrifice. If you enjoyed this story in simple English, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more interesting stories and English learning videos. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep your dreams alive. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.